There have been some name changes since the videotaping, which must be addressed. Also, some additional information regarding these products has been included for clarification. Any reference to DEC LANWorks or to PCSA should be changed to PATHWORKS. PATHWORKS is the new name for Digital's family of networking software. PCSA is and has always been the architecture for the PATHWORKS products, which permits client-server computing. The video mentions PC Mail. The new name is Mail, which is the basic mail package which comes with PATHWORKS for Macintosh. In the very first release of PATHWORKS for Macintosh, the mail component was delayed. Customers who purchased the first release will receive the mail component with the mandatory release of PATHWORKS for Macintosh version 1.0b. All-in-one mail references should have been all-in-one mail for Macintosh. By the way, the license to use this X.400 mail package is included with the purchase of PATHWORKS for Macintosh client license at no additional charge. The media, however, is separate.
In 1988, two forces in the computer industry signed an agreement destined to change the way people use computers and networks, and ultimately how people work and businesses operate. The joint development effort was designed to bring the business world easy-to-use, scalable power, innovative distributed applications, transparent and far-reaching networking, consistency in growth, and a manageable and secure environment. Only 2 years later, the Apple and Digital Equipment Corporation Alliance resulted in a product which brings the power of wide-area networking and enterprise-wide computing to the user's desk, enhancing the individual's power and productivity, while preserving and enhancing the enterprise's hardware and software investment. For Apple Computer, for Digital Equipment Corporation, and for our mutual large business customers, the Apple Digital Alliance product is the best of both worlds now.
Hello and welcome to this video training on the first Apple Digital Alliance product. I'm Bob Jimenez, your host for the presentation, and with me in the studio today is Rita Channon, who has prepared several reports about the project, the product, the benefits, and the strategies designed to make the Apple Digital Alliance product a long-term sales success. Rita, it looks like truly integrated and truly economical enterprise worldwide networking has finally become a reality with the introduction of this first Apple Digital Alliance product.
That's right, Bob. This is a unique sales opportunity for both companies, and one we believe will substantially increase both Apple's and Digital's large business market shares and lead to the creation and development of new markets. But every bit as important, the product offers real benefits to the customers of both companies.
And for Apple and Digital sales reps?
Well, for them, this is clearly an opportunity to realize, as we say, significant personal and professional benefits.
Now, they should expect to make more money, right?
Let me put it this way, Bob. The potential economic benefits of this first Apple Digital Alliance product for everyone concerned are stunning.
And of course, the objective of this course is to give you the information you need to effectively present this product and its benefits to your customers. After completion of this training, we hope you'll be able to first recognize the opportunity that the Apple Digital Alliance product provides, describe the fundamental solutions created by the Apple Digital Alliance, demonstrate the Apple Digital Alliance product, and of course articulate its features and benefits, in particular as they relate to VAX and Macintosh computers and network products. And to help you reach these goals, Rita's reports will cover 9 major content areas. Rita, how about giving us a quick overview?
The training is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 covers the concepts and strategies which led to the alliance and the product. It includes a look at the enterprise network environment and the customer needs which have led to the creation of the Apple Digital Alliance product, and the opportunities the product has created for Apple and Digital, as well as the overall market strategies of both companies. Part 2 provides more detail on the product and the many advantages it offers to customers. The technical overview of the product outlines its features and will help you work with both Apple and Digital customers. With that behind us, we'll provide a perspective on the Apple Digital advantage, the fundamental solutions this alliance offers to customers. And finally, in Part 3, we'll cover the structural elements designed to make the program a success, including information on product pricing and pricing strategy, and on service and support options for the product. We'll introduce you to the sales tools available. Then we'll present a review of the other sales and support training which you can take advantage of to enhance your own specific training needs on the product. And we'll conclude with procedures for establishing effective Apple digital team selling. Some segments will include excerpts from previous broadcasts when this product was known as DEC LandWorks for Macintosh.
Thank you, Rita. Obviously, we have a lot of material to cover, but of course it's not necessary to view the entire program in one sitting. The three main parts are each only about 30 minutes long, and after each we're going to take a break for what we hope for you is an interesting and entertaining review of the content. Naturally, you can also stop and go back to the beginning of any video segment at any time. Rita, shall we begin?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Part 1 of this training covers the concepts and strategies behind the Apple Digital Alliance product. Rita's first report, Enterprise Network Environments, is next. In this segment, we're going to take a look at the customer needs which first brought Apple and digital together. Rita, is it fair to say that customers were beginning to see real deficiencies in their networks?
Yes, partly because of the proliferation of the multi-vendor products at the end-user level. For years, no one wanted to be tied to or dependent upon a single brand name. Local offices often purchased desktops based on price and job-specific needs. But as computer use and networking expanded, companies discovered that they had a wide range of non-compatible equipment in various parts of the company and on end users' desks. By 1988, when the two companies first officially got together, the customer-oriented question, simply put, was, what if we could connect everyone with everything? The answer required some rethinking about the basic purposes and solutions of local area, wide area, and enterprise-wide networks. That thinking was distilled into two networking models, the hierarchical model and the client-server model. Let's look at an abstract of the hierarchical model first.
The hierarchical model looks like what most of the world has installed today.
Right. At the top of the hierarchy is the home office, where a large-scale mainframe, filled with computational power and large memory, is the hub of all corporate computer activity. At the middle level, departments and divisions, some with their own mainframes, some with mini-computers, access this information, massage it, and pass it along to the PC and terminal level, where group and individual end users make local decisions and then may relay results or queries back up through the network's chain of communication to the top level.
So, Rita, what's the concern? Is another networking model even necessary?
The inherent deficiency of the hierarchical network model is in integrating different platforms from multiple vendors, both at the middle and user levels, so that the needs of the individuals are balanced with the needs of the enterprise. For example, here at the user level, the realities of the multi-vendor environment mean that individual or group end users in the network are likely to have, say, digital terminals or Macintosh computers, MS-DOS machines, OS/2 desktops, or Unix workstations.
Now, the hierarchical network can accommodate all those competitive systems, both at the user level and at the departmental or divisional level.
Yes, it can. What it can't do is integrate data across these multiple platforms and software systems. The end users can't work with each other directly. In order to exchange data, information, documents, and graphics electronically, just to mention a few user needs, because the several operating systems and the many applications are, for the most part, incompatible.
Rita, it sounds like information sharing and access and the way it affects the individual's productivity is one of the prime concerns.
Yes, and the lack of it, or at least the slowness of quick local individual reaction to business conditions, is certainly the reason that customers are now seeing this model as a limit to their needs. The limitations can be overcome, however. At least one major computer vendor is proposing this solution. All you have to do is replace your non-compatible equipment with their equipment.
So is anyone doing that?
Some have. Customers have not sat idly by waiting for solutions. Companies have been clamoring for this enterprise-wide connectivity and increased productivity for years because of its potential positive effect on the bottom line. And some companies have even taken it a step further, requiring that not just all company computer equipment be compatible with the enterprise network, but also that all their vendors' hardware and software be compatible with the enterprise network.
So network connectivity has become a vendor issue as well.
An increasingly large one. Now, we said at the beginning of this segment that the Apple Digital Alliance product is the result of the customer's question, what if we could connect everyone with everything? But there was a critical second part to that question, which was, and what if we could do it in a way that allows us to preserve our existing hardware and software investment?
Well, if you can do that, of course, you solve both the productivity and the, well, economic concerns.
Exactly, and the Apple Digital Alliance product actually takes it a step further, not only protecting but also enhancing the enterprise's computer investments. We'll get into why that's true a little later. But to do all this required a different kind of conceptual thinking about networks. The result was the second networking model, the client-server model. The beauty of the new networking model is that it retains the existing corporate computer resources while extending new communication capabilities to the rest of the enterprise. And it does that in a very simple way. It places the focus on the end user and the work the end user needs to do to make the enterprise more productive. In this model, the corporate, divisional, and departmental mainframes and minis act as servers to the end user rather than the other way around. And the network itself, the hardware and software which connects everyone and everything, becomes another element subservient to the end user. Now, to make this network model work, both the end user, the client, and the mainframes and minis, the servers, need to be network capable. And the network itself needs to accommodate both the clients and the servers. Once you find a way to make the network do the work of connecting everything and everyone, then the enterprise gets to enjoy both the power of mainframe computing and the intelligence of individual contribution to corporate goals. If you can do that, it doesn't matter what desktops and terminals the client, your users, have in place. And it doesn't matter what mainframes and minis, the servers, you have in place. The network does the job of connecting everyone with everything and preserving the corporate investment in hardware and software.
Sounds like you've solved both problems. Nothing is lost, no one excluded.
It's even better than that, Bob. Because the minis and mainframes on the server side are all connected through the network to the client side, each individual user has access to large-scale computing power and storage space, as well as to large-scale databases on the server side.
My Macintosh computer has just become a mainframe.
In essence, yes, that's what scalable power is all about. Again, because of the connectivity of the network, you can also share the resources, the file and print servers, across the entire enterprise. You also have access to all the applications being run on the other desktops or mainframes. You can send and receive mail electronically anywhere on the network. And you can share and exchange documents with other clients on the network.
Rita, you're speaking in general terms about the benefits of the client-server networking model.
Yes.
Well, how do Apple and Digital fit with this model?
It's a perfect fit because the Apple Digital Alliance brings to the market the primary advantages of each company. Digital brings its experience and credibility in large-scale servers and in wide-area and enterprise-wide networks. And Apple completes the model on the client side with the Macintosh advantage: ease of use, innovative applications, transparent networking, consistency, and growth.
The Apple Digital Alliance product, then, is the practical realization of the client-server networking model, right?
It's the best of both worlds, and in terms of features, the Alliance brings customers the most comprehensive client-server package in the industry, bar none.
That's a rather substantial claim to make.
But one which Apple and Digital can back up, as we will see.
Thank you, Rita. We're going to take a closer look at those features and the advantages that they bring our customers, as well as the sales potential for both Apple and Digital in Part 2. But before we do that, we're going to further explore the Apple Digital Alliance and the sales potential for both companies in the next segment. Now we're going to explore briefly why Apple and Digital decided to work together, and why this product was developed, what the potential market is, and what, in general, the Apple Digital Alliance offers the customer. Rita, let me ask you this. Why did Apple and Digital decide to work together to begin with?
Well, the alliance didn't come about simply to create the product we're talking about today. It also made it feasible for both companies to create new tools for developers working on enterprise-wide networking applications and to begin working together on cutting-edge architectures and technologies to meet future customer needs.
There are obvious possibilities then for other products somewhere down the road.
It's reasonable to assume so. Both companies saw significant long-term strategic opportunities back in 1988, as Digital's Kenneth Olson explained when the alliance was announced.
The announcement today is particularly exciting to us because it's so clear that Apple is the leader, the innovator, the inventor of the most creative ways to interface between human beings and computers. We openly say, and I think everybody knows, that the rest of us in the computer industry are in many ways following Apple. So for many years we've been looking for ways to cooperate. We have organizations.
Mr. Olson then explained the initial expectations from the cooperative venture.
We bring one very interesting thing, as John pointed out, to Apple. Apple has an excellent network. And when we say so, it means it has to be true because we make networks too. The Apple network is easy, magnificently designed to set up and use. And what we offer when it's connected to our network is this industry standard OSI protocol and all the mechanical parts and all the elegant, beautiful pieces of hardware that will tie the whole world together.
And John Scully clearly justified the results of this working relationship when the Apple Digital Alliance product was announced 2 years later.
The point is that there isn't a single vendor alone who can do all the things that you need to do to have true collaboration and also do it on a timely basis and be able to give the customer the greatest amount of innovation that's possible. Today, we believe that we are bringing together for the first time in shippable products exactly that. The relationship that Apple and Digital have developed over the last 2 years has turned out to be even closer than we expected at the time that we signed this alliance. And we've seen that Apple's focus, which has begun with the individual, now can be looked at in the context of an integrated system. And Digital's focus, which begins with the enterprise, can also be looked at in the context of an integrated system. The agreement has a potential win for our customers because while these products could be sold by either Apple or Digital, according to the agreement, Apple has chosen not to sell these products directly for the simple reason that they require a very high level of service and support. And the large customers who have asked for these products have really asked for them from Digital because they know that Digital is capable of giving that level of service and support.
So Digital sells the Alliance product directly and supports it worldwide.
Yes.
And Apple promotes it indirectly through its Macintosh computer sales force.
Right. And Apple Digital team selling is, at this point, expected to bring the best results to both companies.
Integration of the two companies' strengths then was a prime focus in developing the Apple Digital Alliance product.
And it remains the hallmark of the product. Blake White discussed the concept in an Apple TV broadcast just before the product was announced. Let's take a look.
What we're saying is those customers back in '88 that ask us to get together really ask us to take the best of the Macintosh, the best of the VAX, and meld them together architecturally. With the Macintosh, of course, what you get is the ease of use, transparent networking, innovative applications, and a great development platform. With the VAX, however, what it brings to the party is scalable power from their smallest MicroVax 2000 to their largest VAX cluster, or maybe their VAX 9000 mainframe. It's scalable power. It's still the same architecture. They also, when you think of DEC, you think of VAXes, you think of networking. You have far-reaching networks, not just local area, but also wide area. They also help you manage all of this PC networking environment into a very manageable and secure structure, professionally taken care of by the same people that manage the VAX. They are typically dedicated to manage the VAX installation. So with those two coming together, basically what you have is a situation where you have the best of both worlds. You have easy-to-use, scalable power. You have transparent and far-reaching networking capabilities. You also have innovative applications, but all of this delivered in a secure and manageable environment. So it's the best of both worlds.
And it's the best of both worlds, not only for the customer, but also for Apple and Digital.
Exactly. With the Apple Digital Alliance product, Apple and Digital each extend their reach in the enterprise network market. Here's Blake White again on that.
We put the design focus at the center of the universe as the user. And we let that user reach out beyond their Macintosh, beyond local VAX resources or other resources, into the network at large. By doing that, we expand the user's reach. Now, we're not only interested in expanding the reach into the digital and DECnet environment, but also into the IBM, OSI, and TCP/IP environments. So it's really an all-or-nothing strategy. We need to be able to link up with all of those environments.
Digital strategy, which they call network application support, dovetails nicely with Apple's, as Blake explained.
And fundamentally, Digital as a company is looking very strongly at network integration business as the means to which they might integrate all of these heterogeneous desktops that they find in their customer accounts. And they're interested in not only Macintoshes and AppleTalk, but also integration of MS-DOS and OS/2 machines, VMS and Ultrix workstations, and of course their huge terminal base that you described. So once again, it's an all-or-nothing approach. They want all of the desktops. We'd like to have be the customer's desktop of choice, reaching into their dominant network environments. Those two technology strategies and those two business strategies overlap and are complementary.
For the strategies to work, of course, there has to be a market for this product. Rita, what's the potential?
It's a large and growing market, Bob, a big one. In that same broadcast, Mike Zivkovic discussed the size of the world market.
According to our estimates and data from IDC and Computer Intelligence, there are over 250,000 VAXes installed today worldwide. There are also over 5 million desktops attached to those VAXes installed today. Most of those are terminals. This market has tremendous potential and strong affinity for Macintosh products. There are over 50% of all VAX sites who are already using some number of Macintoshes. There are currently over 200,000 Macintosh computers installed in the VAX marketplace.
Rita, that 200,000 he mentioned was the number of Macintosh computers installed as VAX desktops?
That's correct. Then Charlie Liberty added Digital's perspective on the potential for this market.
We're really excited about this product. There are over 500,000 Macintoshes in the Digital named account base, which is what the sales reps focus their primary attention on, and that there's a tremendous, significant attempt or trend to connect those Macintoshes up to VAX systems. We had tremendous success with our field tests for DEC LAN Works for Macintosh. There was lots of interest in the customer base on being field test sites, more than we could handle, in fact. And we're really excited because the customer demand is really high for the product.
PATHWORKS for Macintosh creates many sales opportunities for Digital. You can target the product to accounts that have both VAX systems and Macintosh computers. PATHWORKS for Macintosh can also leverage additional layered product sales to VAX systems-based customers. And the result of PATHWORKS for Macintosh software sales and more layered product sales is the opportunity to sell more VAX systems to act as servers.
Rita, let me see if I can summarize those market numbers. Digital has by now, I assume, more than 250,000 VAXes installed worldwide. More than 5 million desktops, mainly terminals, are connected to those VAXes. And already about 200,000 Macintosh computers are installed as VAX desktops at those sites. So far, that's about 4% of the desktop figure.
That's right, Bob, till now. These figures reflect market conditions before the first availability of the Alliance product. Apple's opportunity now is almost astonishingly large.
As is digital's?
Of course. Since the Alliance product also offers digital plenty of opportunity for interconnecting thousands of geographically disparate AppleTalk networks, as well as the potential for additional expansion on the server side of the network. With this product, VAXs can be used as database servers, communication servers, applications servers, file and print servers, and so on, and substantially increase digital's footprint in the large business market. And finally, the unique capabilities of the Apple and digital client-server environment in office engineering, in corporate publishing, in sales and marketing, and in other areas should enable both companies to create and successfully penetrate new markets.
Everybody wins.
Including the customer, Bob.
Great. With that, we close part one of this training. But before we go to the Alliance product's features, benefits, and advantages, we'd like you to take a moment right now to review the salient points of our coverage so far. And to do that, here's Patrick Van Horn with a few intriguing questions.
Hi, I'm Patrick Van Horn, and I'm here to host a review of what we've covered so far in your training. To make things more interesting in this and the next two content reviews, we're presenting the material in the form of a game, sort of a multiple-choice quiz show, designed to help you think about the issues and information you'll need to understand to make the Apple Digital Alliance product a success with our customers. Naturally, we don't really know if you're taking the quiz, but we hope you'll play along with us. We believe that participating in the quiz will help you really think about the material and about how you can use what you've learned to present the Alliance product to your customers. And don't forget, you always have the option of reviewing the pertinent video material. Okay, let's get started. Here's question number one. The Apple Digital Alliance was the result of customer demand for new networking solutions, stockholder demand for new products, or was it because both companies wanted a platform for extending their reach into the large business environment? Here's the correct answer. Increasingly large numbers of customers were actively looking for ways to make their networks more useful and productive by connecting the end users in a way that was more useful and productive for the enterprise. The Apple Digital Alliance was a result of this customer demand, and the first product of the Alliance combines the networking strengths of both companies into a solution where everybody wins, Apple, Digital, and especially our mutual customers. Now, here's question number two. Customers were demanding new solutions partly because of expanding security concerns, expanding network management problems, or the expanding multi-vendor environment. Without a doubt, the multi-vendor environment created significant problems for large-scale networks, which were having a hard time interconnecting end users across multiple platforms in a way that met the needs of the enterprise. Now, let's take a look at the two networking models. Question. In the hierarchical model, primary focus is on the corporate mainframe, the departmental or divisional mainframes and minis, or the PC and terminal level. In the hierarchical model, of course, the emphasis is at the top of the hierarchy, the corporate level mainframe. Now, what is the inherent deficiency of the hierarchical network model? Is it that end users can't work with each other? That you can't integrate data across multiple platforms and software systems? Or is it because a hierarchical network can't incorporate multi-vendor equipment? The real problem with the hierarchical network model today, of course, is related to the multi-vendor environment. It's not that you can't incorporate multi-vendor equipment in a hierarchical network. You can incorporate it. And it's not that end users can't work with each other. They just can't do so directly. They have to communicate through the mainframe unless their hardware and software systems are totally compatible. So the correct answer is that in the hierarchical model, the inherent deficiency is in integrating multiple platforms and software systems across the network. Next question. What were the two key issues behind the development of the client-server network model? Were they to allow different hardware and software environments to communicate and to maintain security in this multi-vendor environment, to discourage single-vendor networks and development of new hardware and software, or was it to connect everyone with everything while preserving existing hardware and software? Of course, connecting everyone with everything is a simple statement about a complex network, but that idea and the idea of preserving and enhancing existing corporate hardware and software investments were the two key issues behind development of the client-server model. Now, why do we say the Apple Digital Alliance product is the most comprehensive client-server package in the industry? Is it because it's the only one out there right now? Is it because it lets the customer have several different types of computers on the network? Or is it because it combines seamless network connectivity and increased individual productivity? The Alliance product's unique combination of seamless network connectivity features and increased individual productivity benefits is what makes it the most comprehensive client-server package in the industry. After all, it combines the best of both worlds. From Apple, the Macintosh advantage, and from digital, the experience and credibility in large-scale servers and in wide area and enterprise-wide networks. Now, let's talk about who's selling and servicing the Apple Digital Alliance product. This may seem like an easy question, but let's see. Is it Apple and digital, just digital, or is it Apple, digital, and resellers for both companies? The fact is, even though the Alliance product was jointly developed by Apple and digital, only digital is selling the product itself. Apple people will sell the Macintosh computers, half of the Apple Digital advantage, and digital has full responsibility for worldwide service and support of the product. So, what is the size of the market for the Alliance product? It's big, as you've heard, but did you hear how big? Let's try some real numbers. How many VAX computers does digital have installed worldwide? Is it more than 100,000? More than 250,000? Or is it more than 500,000? Again, how many VAX computers worldwide? More than 100,000? More than 250,000? Or more than 500,000? The latest figures we have, and they're beginning to age now, are from when the Alliance product was first introduced. At that time, digital had installed more than 250,000 VAX computers networked worldwide. And how many Macintosh computers were installed as desktops at those VAX sites? None at that time? Over 100,000 or over 200,000? At introduction, the VAX market already had a strong affinity for Macintosh computers and services. At that time, more than 200,000 Macintosh computers were already installed as desktops at VAX sites. But how many desktops, not just Macintosh computers, were there altogether at those VAX sites? Was it 5 million, 10 million, or 50 million? How many desktops, including terminals, were installed at VAX sites? 5, 10, or 50 million? At the 250,000 VAX sites worldwide at the time of the Alliance product introduction, more than 5 million desktops were installed. This indicates an exceptionally large potential market for Macintosh computers, considering only the current base of digital's VAX computers. Apple people have the opportunity to sell a great many Macintosh computers during the next several years. But for our final question in this review, we'd like you to consider the opportunity for digital sales reps. Actually, there are so many opportunities, we'd like you to look at this list and tell us which item doesn't fit. Is it the opportunity to interconnect thousands of Apple Talk networks? The opportunity to expand services at existing VAX sites? The opportunity to sell Macintosh computers? Or the opportunity to become involved in new markets? Digital Equipment Corporation is not going to be selling Macintosh computers at any time in the foreseeable future. However, digital salespeople do have many other new opportunities because of the Alliance product, including interconnecting thousands of geographically disparate AppleTalk networks worldwide, expanding digital's presence on the server side of the network, since VAXs can be used as database servers, communication servers, application servers, file and print servers, and so on, and also the unique capabilities of the Apple and digital client-server environment should enable both companies to create and penetrate new markets. That concludes our review of Part 1 of your training. Thank you for participating with us.
The main questions in Part 2 are, what are today's customer needs for a well-conceived, productive, and economically sound enterprise-wide network? And has the Apple Digital Alliance produced a product with features which meet those needs most effectively? Rita?
That's a lot to cover in a few minutes, but I think we can do it. We'll treat effectiveness and solutions in the second half of Part 2. In this segment, I'll answer your questions about the needs of a well-conceived network by overviewing the feature categories of the Apple Digital Alliance product. The first obvious reason to build an enterprise-wide network is to share the resources of the corporation or of the enterprise. The Apple Digital Alliance product essentially allows every individual to be connected to everyone else in the system, to all data and data storage in the system, and to printers and other peripherals on the network.
So from my desk, I can say, for example, send a file across the street, across the country, or around the world to your desk or your printer.
Right.
And it doesn't matter that I have a Macintosh computer and you have, say, a terminal or an MS-DOS machine.
That's right. The Macintosh VAX MS-DOS documents can easily be shared through the common VAX-based file server. But more than that, we can also actively interchange documents, regardless of our own local operating systems and applications, and effectively co-create a document. The second feature category is application access, which means basically that we can access VAX applications anywhere in the network. We can even access multiple applications on multiple VAX systems at the same time.
Even though they are, say, using different protocols.
Right. That's also transparent to us. The third feature category is electronic mail, using either PC mail or all-in-one mail.
So we can talk to each other electronically or send each other disk files even though we're using different mail applications on our local networks.
Yes, we can. And with all-in-one mail, we can even exchange messages worldwide using other mail applications which conform to X.400 mail service standards. The fourth feature category of the Apple Digital Alliance product is database access, which in the most basic terms allows you and me access to vast enterprise-wide VAX databases.
So that we can each browse corporate database depending, of course, on our individual access privileges.
And then, once we've accessed the data, we can make use of it at our own desks for our own individual needs.
And in each of these four feature categories, the VAX system is the enterprise-wide power, and the Macintosh computer is the local or individual engine, right?
That's right, Bob. That was the purpose of the Apple Digital Alliance and is the essence of the Apple Digital Alliance product.
Every Macintosh computer has been designed and delivered with networking built in. AppleTalk networks are easy to install and use, with over 2 million AppleTalk nodes in use today. Few AppleTalk networks are islands in today's computing environment. AppleTalk for VMS enables a common information environment where VAX systems fully participate on AppleTalk networks.
Another connectivity service is called DECnet for Macintosh.
Digital was a pioneer in computer networking. Digital developed the VMS computing environment with networking in mind. DECnet for Macintosh provides full access to DECnet services and allows your Macintosh to function as a full DECnet end node.
The The Alliance product also has 2 internetworking services.
One facet the Apple Digital Joint Development Team, built on the AppleTalk for VMS 3.0 Foundation, is the AppleTalk DECnet Transport Gateway. Through the gateway, Macintosh applications can communicate with applications on local or remote DECnet nodes and use DECnet network services. This makes the entire digital network accessible from the user's desk.
The second internetworking capability is AppleTalk for VMS Router.
When PathWorks for Macintosh is installed on 2 or more VAX systems, the built-in AppleTalk router creates tunnels through the DECnet network, transparently interconnecting remote AppleTalk networks. Simply stated, the router lets a user on one AppleTalk network see any other AppleTalk network connected to the network through any number of intermediate VAX systems in the DECnet network.
Now let's take a closer look at these 4 feature categories.
Printers and other resources are easily shared on your networks. PathWorks enables Macintosh users to share both the digital LN03R PostScript printer and the Print Server 20 and 40 network PostScript printers. VAX users can in turn print on Apple laser writers. Centralized management of printers benefits all users and leverages the corporate investment in printing resources. Macintosh users can send their printing jobs to the VMS spooler to be printed on either laser writers or digital printers. Access to the VMS spooler offers the user sophisticated printing support, printers on other remote DECnet nodes, time-delayed printing, and form selection.
So Macintosh, VAX, and MS-DOS users can all see and share the documents stored on the VAX.
Right.
Let's see, the user gets access, large storage capacity, and security. The MIS manager gets management and security of the system, as well as shared resources. And the developer, what does he get?
AppleTalk for VMS and other APIs, application programming interfaces, and development tools.
And Rita, everything is transparent to everyone?
Perhaps more accurately, users get to work with what they already know, and the system translates parameters so that it becomes transparent at both ends. Access to applications is also transparent on the Macintosh side because of 2 applications in the Alliance product, Mac Terminal and Mac X, both of which allow Macintosh computer users to have access to enterprise applications anywhere on the network.
Digital developed Local Area Transport Protocols, or LAT, to optimize the use of terminals over high-speed networks. PathWorks incorporates LAT protocols, enabling Macintosh computers to deliver high-performance terminal emulation on Ethernet networks. Mac Terminal allows multiple simultaneous terminal emulation sessions to multiple hosts, with copy and paste capability between terminal sessions and Macintosh applications.
Does every customer really need all this capability?
What customers want is access to applications. With existing enterprise-wide networks, it also helps them retain and enhance the investment in their current installed equipment.
There is another application access feature, however.
Yes, Mac X is also included in the product.
Mac X lets you use X window and DEC windows on your Macintosh. When working with X window applications, Macintosh style or DEC Windows motif style windows can be selected, including DEC Windows fonts and color. The X window applications can be running on either a digital VMS or an Ultrix system.
So far, we've reviewed resource sharing and application access. Rita, what about electronic mail solutions?
Well, keeping in mind that digital is a pioneer in electronic messaging and mail systems, and that the Macintosh experience is so friendly to users, one might correctly conclude that the Apple Digital Alliance product provides comprehensive and productive alternatives for the individual and the enterprise. And in fact, there are 2 electronic mail applications planned for release in 1990 and 1991, PC Mail for Macintosh and All-in-One Mail.
Digital is a pioneer in computer-based messaging and enterprise-wide mail systems. PATHWORKS brings the Macintosh user experience to both VMS mail users and new X.400-based all-in-one mail users. The mail server performs mail operations, such as forwarding mail, and permits local editing of messages.
Rita, I think you've left for last the most exciting capability of the Apple Digital Alliance product.
I have. Database access is an incredibly powerful tool for large and small enterprises because it allows companies to better manage not just a large volume of business information needs, but also the velocity of intelligent responses required to meet those needs. With good access to company-wide databases, you and I, Bob, can each work to our capacity within our own spheres of influence on behalf of enterprise-wide goals. And there are 2 database access features of the Alliance product which can make that happen. One is Digital's SQL services. It will be included as part of RDB products rather than as part of this product package. The second database access feature we want to look at is Apple's Data Access Language, or DAL. By the way, this used to be known as CL1. DAL provides any end user on the network direct access to a wide range of VAX databases, including RDB, Informix, Ingress, Sybase, and Oracle. It's already incorporated into a wide range of Macintosh applications, including HyperCard, SuperCard, Excel, Fourth Dimension, Clear Access, Full Impact, GeoQuery, GQL, Tactician, Wings, and many others. The advantage of DAL and the Alliance product, then, is that users can simply select elements and parameters that they want to apply to an SQL query using an easy-to-use Macintosh interface. The system then interrogates the appropriate database and returns the data requested by the Macintosh computer user.
And of course, that's all assuming the user has the correct security privileges.
Right. Once you really get into detail on the Apple Digital Alliance product, you realize that security has been covered from end to end, that required maintenance of the system is quite simple and straightforward, that all the network protocols have already been accounted for, that even though end users get either more power or new capabilities, most training on the network is minimal because of the user interface with the Macintosh, and that the system, with all its complex functions, is open-ended enough to allow every individual at every link in the enterprise-wide chain to make significant and positive use on behalf of the enterprise of data on the network.
So, Rita, in the best of all possible worlds with the Apple Digital Alliance product,
we each have not just the power, but also the information and the access to be our best. Here's what some digital people had to say about the Apple Digital Alliance product just after it was introduced.
Charlie, a phenomenal set of tools are available, more to come. Jim, one of the big questions we got in the mail, and clearly a big question that we face when we see customers, there are products out there, I may already have some, I may be contemplating buying them. Why is Digital's product better?
Okay, I think it breaks down into 4 areas. First one is performance. This product is built on a new release of AppleTalk for VMS, version 3. It uses the driver in kernel mode, which is a boost in performance on the VAX. Also uses phase 2 AppleTalk networking, as well as the second area is manageability. This product is very easy to implement. It has a management interface almost identical to PCSA. So very easy set of commands to add volumes, print services while the file server is running. Nice boosted in performance and enhancement of the system management.
Okay.
The third area is integration in the DECnet environment. This allows a unique set of services, and I think this will be new to the Apple users. Now, think of the DECnet connection, the ability to manage the client workstation, put new versions of the operating system on the client hard disk, put new applications out there. These are new services available that will be a surprise, I believe, to the Apple users. The fourth area is integration with PCSA across the desktop. You know, earlier in the demonstration, we pulled a file from California. That could have easily been a Lotus spreadsheet. Attached it to a mail message and sent it on. That integration across those platforms is a unique offering that we have.
Well, it's an amazing set of services no matter how you focus your pitch. The Apple Digital Alliance product includes components for connectivity, internetworking, resource sharing, applications access, electronic mail, and data access. Rita, how would you list the customer advantages of the Alliance product?
I'd say the overall benefits are ease of use, innovative applications, unlimited distribution of applications, network and networking management, unlimited growth for the enterprise, comprehensive security, and, though we haven't touched on either of these yet, worldwide service and support. And there's also an exceptional price, but I think we'll get to both of those elements in Part 3.
Thank you, Rita. In the next segment, we're going to explore what solutions the features of the Apple Digital Alliance product offers our customers. The Apple Digital Alliance product offers Apple and digital customers an outstanding array of services in a single package. I imagine, Rita, that there are people in both companies who think that this is enough for the product to sell itself.
I'm sure there are, but in fact, it's not enough. Customers don't just buy services, they buy solutions.
And that's what this segment focuses on, the solutions that Apple and digital have to offer customers as a result of integrating our strengths in this first Alliance product. Rita, in broad terms, what does the Apple Digital Alliance product mean for the larger business marketplace?
It means that companies can now become totally integrated, can share information on an enterprise-wide scale, while massaging that information on an individual need or individual project scale, allowing each individual to become more valuable to the enterprise as a whole. And every bit as important, this enterprise-wide interactivity takes place in a way that is transparent to the end user, the client. With the Apple Digital Alliance product, the reality is that I don't care that I have a Macintosh and you have, say, an IBM PC. All I care about is getting information to you or from you. The Apple Digital Alliance product makes that happen. And when you look at the Alliance product's features, you see that it offers more complete capabilities than any other client-server solution.
All right. Let's take a look now at the features and see how they address specific customer needs.
The first thing you need to make the client-server model work is connectivity. The Alliance product's connectivity components include AppleTalk for VMS, DECnet for Macintosh, Mac TCP, and LAT protocol. This means the Macintosh customer can use DECnet network services as well as AppleTalk network services using either Ethernet or local talk cabling.
The physical connection is made.
You also need internetworking capabilities. For that, the Alliance product includes AppleTalk routing over DECnet and the AppleTalk to DECnet gateway. With that, customers can connect AppleTalk networks over DECnet and can connect AppleTalk networks and DECnet networks together.
So now the clients and the servers are connected to the network both physically and logically.
Right. Now you need the capability to do things. First, you want to share resources. The Alliance product includes VacShare file services and VacShare print services, which means that clients can share documents and disk storage, as well as both Apple and digital printers. Next, you need applications access. For that, the Alliance product includes MacX and Mac Terminal, which means that clients can run DEC Windows from a Macintosh computer and also use that computer for high-performance VT terminal emulation. Third, you need electronic mail capabilities. The Alliance product will include both PC mail and all-in-one mail, which means that clients can access VMS mail and exchange mail enterprise-wide from their Macintosh computers. And finally, to make the client-server network model complete, you need data access. The Alliance product includes Apple's data access language, which means that clients can access VAX databases from their Macintosh computers and interchange Macintosh and VAX documents.
Rita, that's a lot of capability, but how does it compare with other client-server offerings?
Well, you have to keep yes, but in mind. Yes, but is what competitors say when you introduce a superior product.
As in, yes, the Apple Digital Alliance product is good, but here's what we have to offer.
Exactly. But if you really stop to compare capabilities and components, you see that no one else offers everything that the Apple Digital Alliance product offers to customers. Most other client-server solutions meet some of these needs. None except the Alliance product meets all of them, and in a single convenient package. It's the most complete solution to today's client-server enterprise-wide networking needs.
And that is the Apple Digital Advantage.
That's part of it. But as we've mentioned before, the purpose of the Alliance was also to create new third-party developer applications tools and new architectures and technologies which would keep the Alliance at the leading edge of large business networking needs well into the future.
And of course, we've seen that realized with the introduction of the first product.
That has also been accomplished. So I think it's fair to say that the Apple Digital Advantage extends into the future.
That's quite a statement and a significant justification for the Apple Digital working relationship. Now, can you break the advantage down by perhaps abstract corporate needs?
I sure can. We're beginning this new venture by focusing on 4 main solution areas: engineering, financial planning, office systems, and marketing. Given the enterprise-wide scale, the advantages for financial planning are pretty obvious. What's not so obvious at many companies is the advantage for engineering departments. Engineers generally are hired to either create or accomplish specific tasks. Yet, in the real world, many engineers spend up to 70% of their time doing office work, documenting, exchanging electronic mail messages, presenting their projects, and so on. Now, we can't change corporate directives, but the Apple Digital Alliance product can make their primary work more accessible across the enterprise. Every bit as important. With the Apple Digital Alliance product, high-end engineering applications on the VAX are available to Macintosh computer users also. Some applications, like Bravo, Mac Bravo, come in VAX and Macintosh versions. In this case, Macintosh and VAX computers can work in a cooperative fashion. The Macintosh computer can be used as a design tool, with the VAX as a computing engine and storage device, for example. In the office systems area, the advantages may be, by now, more obvious. All-in-One Phase 2 is Digital's name for this enterprise-wide office strategy of the 90s. All-in-One Desktop for Macintosh is a client software product expected in upcoming months, which will provide the Macintosh advantage to an all-in-one integrated office system. And finally, let's look at the needs of marketing. Overall, what we need to remember here is that marketing tends to utilize the technologies which can be put to good use in every other division of almost any company. Marketing needs to access and to browse through large databases of corporate information. It needs a way to extract that information, to analyze it, and to simulate its effects. And it needs a way to present that information and conclusions based on that information in a useful way.
So, individual benefits aside, with the Apple Digital Alliance product, the essential advantage is that
anyone in an enterprise who needs to get information can get it on a timely basis, can, after interpreting it, present it, when necessary, on an enterprise-wide basis, and can therefore become a newly useful element for the enterprise's day-to-day work.
everyone benefits.
Apple benefits by selling Macintosh computers for individual and network needs. Digital benefits by selling the software, network components, and services for the Apple Digital Alliance product, and by selling additional VAX equipment. The end user benefits by having access to large corporate resources and transparent access to VAX applications and the enterprise's database. And the enterprise benefits by integrating itself internally and externally via a network which also makes each individual more productive and more valuable to the enterprise.
To conclude, Rita, from the standpoint of, say, overall advantages, how good is version 1 of the Apple Digital Alliance product?
In a digital broadcast just after the introduction of the Apple Digital Alliance product, Jim Kempthorne was asked that very question. Here's what he said.
There are few other vendors in the industry claiming Macintosh integration, and this is by far way ahead of any of those offerings. In fact, let me do a little personal commercial here. You know, Jack said earlier that at the developers conference, in the original announcement 2 years ago, there were some skeptics, and I'll have to admit I was one of them.
Okay.
You know, I wondered how we were going to pull this off, and I had high hopes that we were going to come out with a first-class product. And I'm here to tell you that I am impressed, and I need to congratulate all the engineers. They have far exceeded my expectations. And if you think about it, how many times in the industry have we seen from any vendor a world-class product, version 1?
Usually version 1's are done so you can do version 2's.
Right. And this is truly, the more I use it, the more excited I get about the features and the functionality. It's just a very complete product for version 1.
With that, we close part 2 of this training. Now let's take another break to review what we've covered so far. Here's Patrick Van Horn.
We're going to continue our game show now in this review of Part 2. Let's get right to it. What are the 4 feature categories of the product? Now watch closely. We'll show you 3 different lists, and you tell us which of these lists is more correct. The feature categories, are they file sharing, terminal emulation, X.400 mail, and DAL? Second choice, are they multitasking, distributed databases, AppleTalk enhancements, and terminal emulation extensions? Or third choice, are they resource sharing, application access, electronic mail, and database access? A complex question, I know, but the third choice is correct. Included within the feature categories of resource sharing, application access, electronic mail, and database access are the components and benefits noted in the other 2 lists. Well, let's see if it gets easier from here. Maybe not. What is the benefit of DECnet tunneling? Is it that it allows a user on an AppleTalk network to use resources on the VAX? Is it that it allows a VT320 terminal to talk to a Macintosh computer on an AppleTalk network? Or is it that it essentially creates wide area AppleTalk networks? When we use the term tunneling, we're referring to the AppleTalk for VMS router. It's one of the Alliance product's internetworking capabilities. From the end user's point of view, it's a transparent connection to another AppleTalk network, no matter how remote. Let's try you on DAL. What does DAL do in the DECnet environment? Does it allow Macintosh applications access to a variety of VAX databases? Does it allow Macintosh applications to access RDB databases only? Or does it translate data on a VAX into any format required by the inquiring PC? DAL Data access language provides any end user on the network direct access to a wide range of VAX databases, including RDB, as well as Ingress, Sybase, and Oracle. Okay, how about Mac Terminal and Mac X? If you know what they are, you should be able to tell us which of these is the advantage they bring the Apple Digital Network environment. Is it that they both can run in a color mode? Is it that they allow cut and paste between open sessions and Macintosh applications? Or is it simply that they both use the communications toolbox? Mac Terminal 3.0 and Mac X, the two applications access components of the Alliance product, both allow Macintosh computer users to have access to VAX-based applications anywhere on the network. Now, here's the last question of this review. It's an easy one. In summary, what is the overall advantage of the Apple Digital Alliance product? Is it that it offers features and capabilities that the corporate customer wants? Is it that it combines Digital's networking and server experience and expertise with Apple's Macintosh experience and client or end-user expertise? Or is it that it is the most complete solution to today's client-server enterprise-wide networking needs? The answer, of course, is all three. Thanks for your participation. Let's return to the program.
The Apple Digital Alliance product provides so many features and benefits for the customers, one might expect that pricing would create a barrier to extensive sales. But in fact, the Apple Digital Advantage extends to the pricing strategy.
That's right, Bob. Clearly, there's a tremendous amount of capability in the product, and pricing is one of its many benefits, as Digital's PC Integration Group Manager, John Rose, overviewed at the product introduction.
Now, what does all of this cost? Well, what we've put together is over $1,900 worth of software, which is priced at $295 for the Mac client license. Along with that, we provide a media and documentation kit. You need only one copy of that for your entire network.
A phenomenal bargain and a very aggressive strategy if there are no hidden costs.
There really aren't. There's no charge for the server license. That comes with the product. The only fee that a customer pays for licensing is the $295 per user license charge. That's per Macintosh computer. Now, a customer does need to buy a media and documentation kit, but that's a one-time only charge. It doesn't matter how large or how far-ranging the network is. Once the kit is purchased, the only licensing fee is $295 per Macintosh computer.
That's a good point. Now, what does the customer actually receive?
Well, Bob, the media and documentation kit includes system administration documentation, user documentation, and media, including the software. The license is basically a piece of paper certifying that you're allowed to use the software with a particular Macintosh computer. By the way, I've quoted U.S. prices. International prices are set on a country-by-country basis, and sales reps will have to check with their Apple or Digital regional offices for their current local price structures.
Overall, though, the pricing strategy holds for everyone?
Yes, for everyone who is buying the complete product. Of course, some MIS departments and some third-party application developers may wish to purchase a reduced form, a developer's form, of the Apple Digital Alliance product. These people should contact the Apple or Digital licensing departments for quotations.
Finally, Rita, how much service and support is covered in the price?
Well, the price includes a one-year warranty from Digital, and Digital, as we've said, is handling all service and support on the product. After that, the customer can choose from a variety of Digital service and support packages, and those are additional.
Thanks again, Rita. We'll review the service and support options available for Macintosh computers and the Apple Digital Alliance product in our next segment. As John Scully pointed out, one of the benefits that Apple and its customers receive from the Apple Digital Alliance is the comprehensive service and support which Digital has in place worldwide. Rita, what does Digital support include?
Well, Digital really has many offerings, including installation, on-site support, and telephone help support, as Ron Parada explained just before introduction of the product.
DEC is going to sell, service, and support the new LandWorks product. In addition, they've had a service relationship with Apple for the last year and a half that enables them to provide service on Macintosh products throughout the U.S. The three basic service offerings are a maintenance service, which covers fix-it repair, an advisory service that covers remote diagnostics and support for software applications, and a connectivity offering which covers PC LAN integration as well as installation and some design of local area networks. That really gives our sales force another option to offer large customers, particularly those customers with lots of Macintoshes and digital equipment in large installations, and an ability to do nationwide kind of service contracts with a consistent provider.
For Digital, as Charlie Liberty pointed out in this interview with Blake White, it's business as usual from the service and support standpoint.
Digital prides itself on the depth and breadth of its service offerings, and in fact, in many sales situations, it certainly is a value added for our company. The idea with DEC LandWorks for Macintosh is to basically include the product in all of the service offerings that Digital provides.
There are several types of services available to you. The new service, which is now orderable, is called Layered Product Support Service. You can order this service on a yearly basis and with one part number. This service includes remedial or advisory support for both client and server software, and includes the right to use any new versions of PATHWORKS software during the contracted year. The price of this service is based on the number of clients. Desktop Services offers additional services for Macintosh and other desktop computers as well. The Desktop Startup Services is an installation service of hardware and desktop operating systems and can include applications. Direct Access Advisory Support and Maintenance Services are two other desktop service offerings. Since Digital has service agreements with other LAN vendors, the Integration Services offers the connectivity and installation of other LAN vendors into the PATHWORKS environment.
You know, I'm wondering right now, Rita, is there any way that customers can feel that they're getting help from both sides of the alliance?
I think so. Both Apple and Digital are keeping what we call an escalation problem resolution path open, at least at these early stages.
Well, would I have to call my escalation problem resolution path customer representative?
Actually, all it means is that whenever any of the customer of either company calls in with a problem, the customer service people will either resolve it or send it up to the next level of management until it's resolved.
Well, the product is too important, I guess, to both companies to let problems go unsolved, right?
I think customers can count on both companies to provide an all-encompassing effort to resolve any and every problem or potential problem as quickly as possible.
I see. Wish I could get as much from my city government. Okay, let's turn next to sales tools.
There are several literature pieces and sales tools for the PATHWORKS for Macintosh product. Let's discuss what literature pieces are available. For the MIS audience, order the information sheet entitled PATHWORKS for Macintosh, part number EC-F1107-69. For the end user, order the information sheet also entitled PATHWORKS for Macintosh, part number EE-EM467-69. To get a better understanding of the Apple Digital Alliance and environments which led to the development of PATHWORKS for Macintosh, order Introduction to the Apple Digital Network Environment, part number EC-G0751-69. This literature piece is appropriate for both MIS and end-user audiences. To order literature, either call DTN 234-4325 or from an outside line, dial area code 508-351-4325. If you have a mail account within Digital, you can send VAX mail to NEST::order. That's NEST::order ORDER. You must specify the following: your job title, literature part number, quantity desired, your badge number, your cost center manager's name, and your outside facility address. Here is a list of some of the available sales tools for PATHWORKS for Macintosh. Ad reprints are available and can be ordered with part number EC-Y0765-69. A colorful seminar leave-behind, PATHWORKS for Macintosh, The Best of Both Worlds, can be ordered with part number EE-EM467-69. There are 2 slide presentations which are available on Opal: Using PATHWORKS for Macintosh and Macintosh Integration. To order these, contact the Corporate Photo Library at DTN 223-6763 or externally, area code 508-493-6763. If you need reference accounts, you can enter the Reference Exchange Program, which is available through Access on VTX. For typical questions asked by sales representatives and their complimentary answers, you can obtain an online copy of our Party Lines by sending requests to LJOHUB:/Bishop. That's LJOHUB:/BISHOP or Spectrum:/Bishop. That's SPCTRM:/BISHOP. In addition to PATHWORKS for Macintosh Q&A, you will receive Q&A for Digital's other PATHWORKS products and PCs, plus EtherWorks boards. There are several PATHWORKS for Macintosh training courses which are targeted to specific audiences: sales, sales support, resellers, end users, and systems and IS managers. For sales, we offer PATHWORKS for Macintosh, which is a one-day seminar. The part number for this course is EY-HO68E-SO. We also offer PATHWORKS for Macintosh for sales support. This is a 3-day course. The part number is EY-F601E-LO. For resellers, PATHWORKS for Macintosh is 3 days of lecture and lab. The part number for this course is EY-H501E-LO. For either end users or for sales, there is another course entitled PATHWORKS for Macintosh, which focuses on the HyperCard. This self-paced course can be ordered via part number EY-F721E-PR. For systems managers, the course PATHWORKS Systems Management VMS Servers and Macintosh Computers is available. The course is 5 days in length. The part number is EY-F888E-LO. There is another course which is shorter in length and is geared toward the IS manager. This course, Mac to VAX Integration PATHWORKS, is orderable with part number EY-E927E-SO. Finally, for the sales force, there is a self-paced training course which provides information not only for the latest PATHWORKS for Macintosh product, but also for other PATHWORKS products, digital PCs, and other digital layered products, which are designed to run in a client-server environment. This course is entitled Q4 FY91, Personal Computing Product Update Training, and will be available approximately late July to early August 1991. The part number is EY-H159E-PO. These are the courses currently available. There are plans for additional courses. The rationale behind the selling of PATHWORKS for Macintosh is simple: to limit the number of desktop connectivity vendors and to maintain account control. Since PATHWORKS for Macintosh is the leading Macintosh to VAX connectivity product, your job will be easier.
The philosopher Thomas Henry Huxley might have had a great second job as a sales rep. It was he who said, quote, "The great end of life is not knowledge, but action," end quote. Taking action is what this segment is all about, specifically taking a team approach to action-oriented selling. Rita, at first glance, Apple digital team selling seems to be, well, an anomaly at best.
And on the surface, it does, Bob. After all, Digital does sell its own terminals and PCs. Beyond that, it's had a product similar to the features of the Apple Digital Alliance product called DEC LandWorks for PCs, in place for over 3 years. But even though Digital's strategy is to integrate to all desktops and terminals, it's clear that the Apple Digital Alliance is bringing customers credible and cost-effective solutions which are above and beyond other offerings.
Of course, only the great client products such as the Macintosh computer can make a great server such as the VAX really shine.
And vice versa, Bob.
So how do Apple and Digital people actually work together to expand our roles in the PC to mainframe environment?
The process is still being worked out on a district, regional, countrywide, and international basis. At this point, whatever is appropriate is the working guideline. Now, I know that makes the process somewhat hazy and ephemeral at the outset, but it leaves room for a positive approach to untried situations. Dennis Snyder presented Digital's approach to the market a few months ago.
We've agreed that there's no rule that says you can or have to deal with the other sales force. It's on a case-by-case basis. It's a field decision. There's no ban on going in together to customers if that's what you want to do.
Right.
That's part one. Part two is rather than opening a dialogue by calling an Apple office cold, if you're looking for a contact at Apple, you would be calling one of the PC Integration Resource Center managers, and they have been coupled up with the Apple regional managers. And their job is not to go in with you, but to get you the Apple contact and get that connection made. So they're operating as a switchboard. The opposite role is also true. We would hopefully not want to have the Apple sales force calling ours directly unless their relationship is already there.
Right.
They should call their Apple regional sales manager. We've introduced all the regional sales managers to the Resource Center managers, and they'll make, again, that switchboard connection.
In this interview with Blake White, Apple's Keith Fox and Digital's Charlie Liberty confront the working relationship more directly.
We have to remember that where there's opportunities for solutions, that our field salespeople will identify those and work those opportunities. On the other hand, we do have to remember that the digital sales force does sell other desktop devices. And as Charlie mentioned, their compensation is driven off of gross sales. So where it makes sense, we'll continue to work together. On the other hand, where a digital account exec believes that they have another solution, our field salespeople should understand they will be selling other devices potentially.
Charlie, any comments on that from the digital?
Yeah, pretty much reinforcing what Keith has said. We are in this venture because our customers asked for it. So this product is an outgrowth of that customer response. So in some cases, I think that we certainly are, and particularly in this case, collaborators. Certainly, there's no doubt about it that for some desktop business, we will compete, and I think that will continue to occur. I think that the Apple sales rep has to understand that the digital sales rep has a variety of different products to sell. This is one of them. They have a DeckStation personal computer that they can offer to fill a desktop in the same way that we can offer, that Apple can offer an Apple Macintosh to do the same thing. So there's going to be some give and play, but I think it's going to be primarily driven by the customer in terms of what happens.
So for both of you guys, could you comment on the field's working relationship? How can we get these two together and really going after business?
That's a good question. Having made the announcement a few years ago, we would be naive not to think that there are existing relationships out in the field already, and that we have local sales offices having some joint training already having taken place and some joint sales calls. So where that is in existence, obviously, we encourage that type of activity. Where the relationships haven't taken place, we have a process that we would like to encourage the local offices to work together. And in fact, what we've agreed to is on the digital side, there are 5 field resource managers, which would equate on our side to our support systems and engineering and support side. What we've agreed to is our SC managers will be given those 5 contacts within our 33 regions, and that will be where we have a joint relationship to begin to build on. In addition to that, what we've agreed to is that 1 SE per region
will be allowed to attend the same training that the digital SEs go through. So it's a 3 to 5 day class, and we will then have an Apple Digital, Apple SE specialist in each of our offices to, again, to help facilitate some of those conversations. Just to reiterate, again, our SE manager will be given the names of the respective field resource manager contacted digital, and we hope that's where the relationship's built.
Just to elaborate a little on what Keith has said, so people understand that the field resource centers are basically areas of technical expertise for selling PC integration products. We have them staffed with people who have technical skills who can really come into sales situations and add some value in understanding what the environment is and how to answer some of the technical questions. These centers are located throughout the U.S., and we really want the interaction to occur at that level. If there's local activity, whatever it might be, that there's a need to conduct, we'd like the field resource center manager contacted and have that be the primary focal point for digital for those activities to occur.
So really what you're saying is that for most sales activities, team selling starts with a contact between the Apple district manager and the digital district manager who pair up the sales reps from both companies.
Right. The three important things to remember are that there are no hard and fast rules right now, that sales reps from each company need to respect their counterparts' existing client relationships, and that decisions on team selling will be made on a case-by-case basis, usually at the district level.
Common sense as it applies to the local area is the driving force in this early stage of Apple digital team selling.
What could be more appropriate?
I'll have to agree. Thank you, Rita. With that, we've concluded the content portion of this training program, but we're not quite done just yet. We're going to take a break right now for a final content review.
Well, congratulations. You've reached the final review, and this training program is almost over. Now, let's see how much you remember from Part 3. First, from the pricing segment. What is the cost of each Macintosh client license? Is it $195, $295, or $440? I told you it was easy. It's $295 to license each Macintosh computer using the Alliance product. How many media and documentation kits do you need? Let's say you're managing an enterprise-wide network with corporate headquarters in Los Angeles and major facilities in Chicago, New York, and London. How many kits do you need? 1, 2, 1 for the U.S. locations and 1 for your facility in London, England. Or 4, 1 for each major location. It couldn't be simpler, could it? It doesn't matter how many locations you have, and it doesn't matter how many Macintosh computers you have on the network. You pay for the media and documentation kit only once. What about the server license? What does that cost? $295, $440, $2,195, or is there no cost at all? Tricky question, this one. The cost of the server license. Are you ready? The server license comes with the product. There is no additional cost. Let's move on to the warranty. Is there one? And if so, from what company and for how long? Here are your choices. Is there no warranty on the Alliance product, only on the equipment purchased? Is there a 1-year warranty on the Alliance product from Apple? Is there a 1-year warranty on the product from Digital? Or do both Apple and Digital offer a 1-year warranty on the Alliance product? Which is it? Ready? As we've said before, this is Digital's product to sell and service. Digital offers the warranty, and it's for 1 year. Now, what about that old escalation problem resolution path? What is it? Is it a career path to an upper management position? Does it refer to the internal help architecture of the Alliance product? Or is it a support function to help customers of both companies resolve problems as quickly as possible? The escalation problem resolution path. What is it? The escalation problem resolution path is a customer support function of both companies, and it just means that neither company will let a problem go unresolved. When a customer calls in with a problem, customer service people either resolve it or send it up through the levels of management until it is resolved. Nice benefit for the customers, wouldn't you say? Here's a situation. You're an Apple or digital sales rep. Your prospect is interested in the Alliance product but has no Macintosh computers on site. How do you demonstrate the product? Do you take the prospect to your corporate offices for a demo? Do you take the prospect to your regional sales office for a demo? Or do you take the prospect to an Apple Executive Briefing Center or a digital ACT? Which is it? I suppose any of these would be better than just taking the prospect to lunch, but one is the more correct answer. Of course, you might want to show some prospects the new demo videotape we'll be providing, but for a live demo, take your prospect to either an Apple Briefing Center or a digital ACT, which has complete, real-time, solutions-oriented demonstrations of the integrated Macintosh VAX environment. We'll close this review with 2 questions about Apple digital team selling. First, how are team selling decisions being handled? On a case-by-case basis, on a common-sense basis, or according to the procedures outlined in the Joint Alliance publication TS14? Well, there are no published procedures for team selling at this point. Both companies have decided to let common sense guide decisions on a case-by-case basis, usually at the district level. Either of those answers is correct. Now, in some situations, team selling may not be appropriate. In those situations, when should Apple or digital sales representatives feel comfortable about contacting each other's clients without letting their counterpart know? Always? Never? Or on a common-sense, case-by-case basis? Common sense dictates that sales reps from both companies respect the relationships they've each built up with their clients. Please don't ever contact another sales rep's client directly without first discussing the best approach with your counterpart. That concludes this review, but I have one final reminder. When the Macintosh Advantage and the VAX environment come together, the result is a sum of benefits which is greater than the parts. The Apple Digital Alliance product brings customers the benefits they want, need, and have been asking for. Scalable power that's easy to use, innovative distributed applications, transparent and far-reaching networking, and consistency and growth in a manageable and secure environment. Good luck with the product. And thank you again for your participation. Now, let's return to the program.
We'd like to conclude this video training with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Nothing he says astonishes men so much as common sense and plain dealing. We find his words most appropriate because the Apple Digital Alliance product is the result of such common sense and plain dealing between 2 major forces in the computer industry, Apple Computer and Digital Equipment Corporation. Further, it is, in spite of all its high technology elements, little more than a common sense response to common sense appeals from our customers all over the world. We believe that our customers will recognize its benefits, and we hope that you have learned enough about it to present it for what it is. The best of both worlds, now.
When Apple Computer and Digital Equipment Corporation agreed to an alliance in 1988, the opportunity to make major positive changes in the business world was realized. Separately, each company had significant advantages to offer their customers, but together, these advantages were combined into a product which offers large business customers an unmatched solution to today's enterprise-wide networking needs. Scalable power that's easy to use, innovative distributed applications, transparent and far-reaching networking, consistency in growth, and a manageable and secure environment. Along with new applications tools for today and new architectures and technologies for the future, the Alliance and the first Apple Digital Alliance product is enhancing the power and productivity of the individual, preserving and enhancing the hardware and software investment of the enterprise, and providing everyone, especially the customer, the best of both worlds.